What's the deal, y'all? It's Kali the One. I'm back with another live stream today. If you are watching this, please like, subscribe. Thank you for the love, for the hate. It's all support. Also, if you're watching this, please head over to the Viral Wave podcast. You can catch me on there as well. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, run us up, get us in the algorithm, help us keep the movement moving. Without further ado, I want to get into the topic that I brought for y'all today, and something I've been seeing all over social media. It's a music topic, and that topic is which label had the best big three. So they're going from Young Money, Roc Nation, and Aftermath. Young Money, their big three is Wayne, Nicki, Drake. Aftermath, their big three is 50, um, Eminem, and Dre. And then Roc Nation, their big three is Rihanna, Yeezy, which is Kanye, and Hove, which is Jay. Let me go ahead and pull up the picture just so y'all have it here. We can go ahead and talk about it. Right, now that y'all see that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinion off the bat, who I think or which label I think had the best big three. To me, without a shadow of a doubt, it's Young Money. Before I tell you why I think it's them, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think it's the other two labels. The reason why, and I'm gonna start with Aftermath. The reason why I don't think it's Aftermath is because let's get on Dr. Dre, a legend in the game, started with NWA, uh, gave us 2001, gave us The Chronic, gave us some of the craziest songs I think that the West Coast has ever heard, and it definitely set the sentiment and created the sound for what the West Coast was going to be. He then went on to form Aftermath, have 50, and then have Eminem, which are two powerhouses in the game. All three of them super historical, super Hall of Fame. They've done more than enough to solidify themselves as hip hop greats, right? But the reason why I'm saying, and I'm going to break it down each person. When you look at Dre, again, he has a very extensive artist as well as producing um, track list, right, or track record. But I think the music that he makes, although it's great and it's legendary, it's just a little outdated. Currently, I don't think people are checking for Dr. Dre. I know he did just build a school in Inglewood, or he plans to, that's revolving around music and performing arts. So that's great. But I think that he's took a back seat in the last, 15 years, maybe 10 years. You look at 50, and I mean, 50 had a great run, a legendary run. Get Rich or Die Trying. You had the Massacre, I believe it's called. He's had multiple albums. He had the sponsorship of Vitamin Water. Um, he's got Power. He's got all those different shows. Um, but again, he's a little bit outdated as well when it comes to, I think, he's relevant right now, but for being a businessman, not for making music. I think that, you know, maybe in their prime they could have matched up, possibly. But I don't think 50 or Dre right now are really relevant in today's time. 50 is, I think, from a business standpoint, when he does interviews, they go viral. He drops a lot of gems, and we want to hear what he has to say. But big three wise, I would put them at the end. Eminem, to me, he had his run as well. I'm not a big Eminem fan. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Um, I don't see his relevancy as at all at this point. I know he did drop an album recently. It had mixed reviews. In my opinion, I just Aftermath as a label. Maybe if I was born, back in the day, maybe if they were actively doing things now and it was hitting hard, it would be a different conversation. But to me, out of all three, that's the least favored one for me to have the best big three label wise. And again, they're legends. They've done more than enough to solidify themselves as three goats in the game. But as the best big three, when I look at the relevancy now, bodies of work, things of that nature, how they push the culture, to me, they're not number one on that list. Now, where it gets tricky and it starts to become a toss-up is Roc Nation versus Young Money. The reason why I say that is because you really got person for person. Let's go to Rihanna and Nicki. Rihanna, while I think she has more hits, I think she might be even more famous. And when I say more hits, I mean more Billboard hits. I don't necessarily mean hits within the culture that people rock with. I think she has more hits. Um, she she's done bigger events and concerts and tours as well. She has more of an entrepreneurial spirit. She's still relevant today, as we speak right now. Uh, but all that being said, you go flash over to Nicki. Nicki, even though she took from Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and those ladies, before her, she has consistently been the blueprint for the last 10 to 20 female rappers that have came out in the last 10 to 15 years. So Nicki might not have more records that charted possibly, and I'm just going off the top of my dome, but I don't, Nicki might not have more records that have charted than Rihanna, but she definitely has more impact in the culture, which to me is why I'm giving Nicki that over Rihanna, because you got Super Bass, you had other songs that she dropped, and not only to mention, another thing that Nicki did, in my opinion, was she collabed with people like Katy Perry, she's collabed with Ice Spice, Stan Young, but she's really brought a pop feel to hip hop. And I'm going to get into that in a second, but that's a big reason as to why I think she is over Rihanna in this big three conversation, and why Young Money is over Roc Nation in this, because Rihanna, while she's pop and she's done pop records and pushed the envelope, her last album was Anti. Great album. However, again, when it comes to Nicki Minaj, those songs in 2010, 11, 12, 13, even songs like Chun Li, are very pop like, and they push the envelope. And I think it actually made more female rappers go into the pop realm compared to just being rappers and talking somewhat of the hardcore stuff, right? Nicki made it to where Megan Thee Stallion is getting the same view as a Katy Perry or as a Sabrina Carpenter, right? Nicki was competing with Katy Perry. She was competing with whoever the fuck else was out there at the time that were pop stars and singers, but she was a rapper. Not to mention her cult following. So I just think like Nicki's above, and this is why for Young Money I'm giving Nicki over Rihanna, because Rihanna again has good bodies of work. She's charted, but Nicki just has that impact on the culture. I think that she set the tone and has again influenced the last 15 to 20 female rappers that have came out over the last 15 to 20 years, and she's still relevant right now. She's still selling out shows right now. She can still, and she still is the blueprint right now. Your favorite female rapper would love to beef with Nicki Minaj. So I think when you look at that, and then you look at the popularity she brought to rap, and the different beats she did and sounds and all the different looks, how she really pushed the envelope and made rap transcend really over into pop, and helped aid in making rap popular music, more popular than it was before. So Nicki takes the cake on that one for me. Then you got Kanye and you got Drake. This is where it gets tough. Kanye, I mean, he's done a lot of 360s in his career. You got College Dropout. You got Late Registration. To me, he does a 360 there, or a 180, let's say. He does Graduation, Flashing Lights, Everything I Am. What else does he have on there? A lot of different things. Good Morning, Good Life, Stronger, right? Champion. All these different hits that, to me, is a 180 from Late Registration and College Dropout. But it's giving you a taste of what's soon to come, which is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So in my opinion, we got Graduation and we got My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. That is Kanye at his peak, in my opinion. Kanye falls off to me after The Life of Pablo, but those two albums, I think we can all agree that's Kanye at his peak, in my opinion. He's got 808 and Heartbreaks. This guy has done many 180s and 360s. He's shown that he can make good music, he can make catchy music, and he can also make creative, different kind of music. Not to mention his antics that have made him famous. Also, you look at his jump into fashion and how he's really taken that over. And before Yeezy, right, with the sneakers, people were standing in a line overnight and waiting for sneakers and things like that. He made the sneaker game, I think, oversaturated, but which sucks. But hey, that's a good thing for him, and it shows the power and the popularity he had. So I think when you look at Kanye, he's a formidable opponent when we're speaking on which label, Roc Nation or Young Money, had the best big three. This guy can literally do anything. Now, let's get to Drake. Drake has been consistently making hits since he came out. In my opinion, Drake fell off after Scorpion, which is 2018. I could first remember hearing Drake around 2009. So that's 10 years, pretty much a decade of domination, pure domination by Drake. Because when he's been out, he's dominated the whole entire time up until then, in my opinion. So, why I'm going to get into why I think you take Drake over Ye is because while Ye is more creative, he pushes the envelope more. He's got a lot of eyes on hip hop as well in a pop sense. When you look at Drake, he might not be more creative than Kanye, but he makes better songs. When you look at, you say like their field goal percentage almost on an album, Kanye is going to give you, let's say out of 10 songs, he might give you, 3 to 5 or 3 to 6, I'll say 3 to 5 really good songs. And then the rest, they might be head scratches because it might be like very creative, very pushing the envelope. And only some people might understand that. When you look at Drake, he might, out of a 10-song album, he might give you 6 to 7 that are straight hits. And then the 4 to 3 that are left over, you might not like them, but they can go play in the club. They can go play at the barbecue. They can play in the whip. They can play at the gym. They can play when you got the girls over. So even though he might not be as creative as Kanye West, I feel like out of a 10-song, album, he's going to make more hits consistently, even when it comes to the throwaways, right? Not to mention, his business ventures, not to mention just him staying on top of being relevant as a rapper. This whole entire time, his name has really rang bells, and him bringing Party Next Door, him bringing, he's there's controversy of how he's brought these people in, but you've got I Love McConan. You had, who did I say? I already said Party Next Door, The Weeknd. He's collaborated with a lot of these people. He collaborated with Draco the Ruler, Block Boy JB. A lot of people, he gave them their hits, and he got more eyes on those people. So Drake is, to me, over Kanye alone because, one, he can make better music, I think. Like when you take a 10-track album, he's going to have more hits on there that people are going to like. And his marketability and also his Drake effect, which is if he gets on a song, it's going to go, number 5 to 1, and your life is more than likely going to change after that happens. So you have to take Drake over him, in my opinion. And that's no knock to Kanye. I think he's great. I just think, again, song for song, Drake is not losing to Kanye. And that's just what it is. Now, when you get to Hove and you get to Lil Wayne, to me, it's clear as day it's Lil Wayne. Because without Lil Wayne, there's no Drake and there's no Nicki. Already off rip. You could say, okay, well, without no Jay, there's no Reed, there's no Ye. That's true. But look at the relationships that Jay has with Reed and Ye. He fell out with Ye. He had Reed on the Super Bowl. But in my opinion, his two artists that he brought on, their trajectories, while they were great, they're not as, in this moment in time, they're not as high and great as Nicki and Drake. Let's keep it 100. So, and then we can get into to Ye being the go to hip hop, which I know that a lot of people say he is. I respect Jay's pen. I think he has great songs. But again, Jay is just a little outdated in my opinion. He's been known more for being a businessman for the last 10 to 15 years compared to being a musician or a rapper or an artist. That's just how I feel about it. So while his name rings bells in the business aspect, I think more so than anything, that's what it really is. It's not necessarily about the music. So Jay is able to make these moves behind closed doors, but music-wise, even with his raps, he doesn't have as many hits as Wayne, in my opinion. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have as many hits as Drake, in my opinion. I don't feel like Jay-Z measures up when it comes to hits and making songs that the average person actually likes. I don't think he matches up with Wayne or with Drake for that matter. And so for that reason, I'm putting Roc Nation below Young Money. Now, when you look at Wayne, again, Wayne, without him, there's no Drake, there's no Nicki. Not only that, Wayne at his time was revered as the greatest rapper alive. Let's keep it 100. Not only that, he's the blueprint for one of your favorite rappers, Young Thug. And how many people have followed Young Thug's footsteps in the last 5 to 8 years, right? So Lil Wayne, just like Nicki Minaj, is the blueprint for a lot of rappers that have came out. So if Wayne doesn't find these people, if Wayne is not Wayne, we don't get a little Young Thug. Maybe we don't get a lot of other littles that came in to the rap scene and shook shit up. Maybe we don't get those people without Lil Wayne. And just his bars. I mean, songs like 6 Foot, 7 Foot, as corny as it is, it's like who was doing that? He was really going crazy. Dreams and Nightmares. Come on now, even How to Love, even Knockout, even some of these, skater type songs. Bro is a menace, and he's still making music today. That's good. Go back to She Will. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Without no Wayne, it's no Nicki and it's no Drake. And without no Wayne, it's no Thugger. It's a lot of these niggas that popped out. It's not him. So he's the blueprint for, I would say, 30 to 40% of the game right now. If we're going to keep it 100. So the reason why I'm putting them over Roc Nation, Young Money over Roc Nation, is because, again, you got Nicki, which from a female perspective is a powerhouse in hip hop. Not only that, she helped transcend rap music to pop music, in my opinion, where hip hop artists that are women now can compete with the white pop stars of today's time. Nicki was responsible for that. Don't ever let nobody tell you different. When you look at Drake, he's had a consistent, dominant run over the last 10 to 12 years. He's been in multiple rap beefs that have gone down in history. He's helped us discover Party Next Door, The Weeknd, other people that we have really enjoyed from Toronto. So Drake, and also he has the ability to make a song that's going to resonate with everybody. It might not be the deepest song, but he can consistently make good music that the average consumer on the mainstream level is going to like, and that's not easy to do. So that's why I'm picking Drake. When I'm picking Wayne, again, with no Wayne, there's no Nicki, there's no Drake. There's no blueprint for Thugger in 30 to 40% of the game. So not to mention what he's done in the rap game with some of the songs that I just mentioned a few seconds ago. So if we're looking at it, Aftermath is 3, Roc Nation is 2, Young Money is 1. Because all 3 of the people in Young Money, to a certain degree, are some sort of blueprint. They have some way, some shape or form helped transcend their genre into another level, gotten more eyes and helped their genre become more popular in that sense. And really are all 3 powerhouses who have went on dominant runs. So when you're looking at who the best big 3 is label wise, it's Young Money. There's nothing else to me, or there's no other, label to me that you can put up there. Like, it could be a toss up between Roc Nation and Young Money, Young Money. But when you look at it and how you break it down, how I broke it down, when you look at person to person, I don't really see that there's a competition. So I'm going Young Money all the way, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Again, if you are watching this, please like, subscribe. Thank you for the love, for the hate. It's all support. Also, if you're watching this, man, please go head over to the Viral Way podcast, like, subscribe, run that shit up, get us in the algorithm, help keep the movement moving. Without further ado, though, I'm out of here. So I don't know where y'all are going, but you got to get the hell up out of here.